stay in such tip-top shape? Go ahead and ask. Well, I'll tell you, my friends, I do some research on spiritual sport down in South Texas with a little place called Camp Howdy. Howdy! Hey, now, give me a good mini pearl howdy. Goodness gracious. Well, I was down at Camp Howdy, sitting around in the campfire, surprising myself, searching for spiritual sport. Went out from in between the Ocotillo cactus and the pinon pines, came a dude of an hombre with dreadlocks hanging down, red bloodshot rolling eyes, and smoke coming out of his ears. He had on a beaver skin hat, leopard skin vest, lizard skin boots, and bear skin chaps. He had endangered species all over his body. He took one look at me and fell face down in the campfire, sucked up all the flames, blew out a smoke ring, spit out a live coal, looked up and said, "Oh, what are you boys? The hippies?" Howdy! We're vegetarians. Bet you what? He said. Now you boys climb out of that campfire and come with me. I'm going to teach you about the true spiritual sport. We're going to fly with the free Mexican Air Force. Well, when he said spiritual sport, sure enough, we climbed out of that campfire and went on back into our LL Bean catalog tent. We pulled on our cotton drawstring mail-order yoga trousers with the extra flap. Slipped into a comfortable pair of them wooden sandals with the red rubber spikes. Come up from the bottom of your feet. Keep your chi moving like Elvis. We were ready for the spiritual sport. So we followed this dude whose name was Beauregard Hooligan out across the bean field to an old B-25 that was sitting there in the midnight moonlight. We climbed aboard and he motioned me forward into the co-pilot seat, and I felt proud. And then he whistled. Somebody whistled, I'm a little dry. And he whistled, and out from in between the Ocotillo cactus and the pinon pines came a bunch of dudes in pajamas and sombreros, and they come running up to the B-25, and they pulled the blocks out from behind the wheels, and we started rolling down across the bean field. As we got to the end of the bean field, I noticed a dark chasm looming ahead. As the engines weren't running, I turned to Beauregard and I said, "Bo?" I called him Bo. This thing fly? What are you, boy? Superstitious? Well, I caught his drift as we went over the cliff. At the end of the bean field, plummeting down through the void. Not a sound of technology to disturb the ecology. I turned to Beauregard to express my appreciation for the Zen-like quality of this moment. He just smiled and he said unto me, "Dude, you drive." Well, I grabbed hold of the little wheel and I rolled back, and a miracle occurred. The right prop kicked in. We spiraled upwards. We were airborne, flying upside down over the border, just below the radar and just above Paraguay, into the beautiful land of Mexico. And that's when this song came to my mind. Thank you. are my words exactly. In the Morelos Mountains, campesinos are planting their fields, where the ghost of Zapata rides a horse that can still outrun the wheel. High in the sky above and clear outside is the free Mexican Air Force flying tonight. If they're in Kentucky, a cowgirl is cooling her heels, remembering that God gave us herbs and the fruits of the field. But a criminal law that makes outlaws of those seeking life make the free Mexican Air Force Escalito riding his white horse. The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight, flying so high. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How strange an innocent herb causes money to burn. They'll jail you or kill you for making those rich fat cats squirm. But nothing can stop us, my vision is clearly in sight. And the free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. While we smoking colitas, federales are loading their guns, blowing smoke from their six-shooters, spinning their barrels for fun. Contrabandistas, banditos of light, we're the free Mexican Air Force and we're flying tonight. And high in the hills we are harvesting sweet Sansevita. The law wants it all because they think the wine we can free us. Freedom for us is a prison for the rulers of might. That's why the free Mexican Air Force, Escalito riding his white horse. The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. Everybody flying so high. Yeah, yeah. Flying tonight.
Shout out Bruce Gas, aka Toker 2. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Where you at?
Ha, yeah, Kevin and rest, and boys out here telling favors. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting up fights on the table. Calling that boxing since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. All the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shout out Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Toker 2. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the people. Little Glock on my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out man, chat real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel. Straps on my side, I ain't talking about no sandwich. Cruz pass me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Hey, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this a fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed, yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.
Salute everybody. Good morning. Good morning here. Bruce Gas kicking it back with you. Let me see where I'm at here, man. Let me see where I'm at here. There we go. 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 Here we go. Here we go. Here we are. Salute everybody. Good morning. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Happy Easter, man. This is a very, very holy day in the Catholic Church, man. This is the rise of Jesus Christ, and we're celebrating it here with you, man. Salute out there. Salute. Toker 2 is kicking over here, man. We just heard Peter Rowan has started off with the Free Mexican Air Force. Favorite tune of mine, bro. Favorite tune of mine. Enjoying this Toker 2 here on a Sunday morning, man. Let me see if I can get a little bit of background music going on over here. Let's see what I can find. Is anything going on here? Let's see if my buddies from there we go. We try to keep a little something bubbling in the background here for you while I'm bubbling on this crystal clear, nice clean Toker 2 here. Enjoying a little diesel to get started. In fact, I haven't had a toke all day today. Isn't that strange? And being the card-carrying marijuana patient from the state of Rhode Island, as I have told all my brothers out there, my sisters, whoever's in here, we'll start it off with. I got to do 3 to set me free. It's just to get my head in the right frame of mind to talk about the delightful fights we had last night. That's one. You know what they say, man, you can't dance on one leg. Try to keep that sweet smoke in as long as possible here. Two. Nice smooth 2. We'll speed up things a little bit here. 3 to set me free. That should kick things in nicely. Let's see who stopped in here to the gas station to fill up this morning here, man. Because I did. Oh, we're going way back here, way back. Mr. Pads, the first one in the building, my brother. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Salute to Mr. Pads, my man, Mr. Pads, and Slugger Sam, Canadian, my brother, Slugger Sam, coming down to wish us a good morning here, man. Salute to you, Slugger Sam. Derek Clark, bro. Peace to you, my brother. Peace to you, man. Yoda crushed the legend. Salute to you, bro. Salute, man. Salute. Dick Justice, you blued, you tattooed and blued and screwed over here, my brother. Salute. Fabulous Phil. Shout out to you, brother. A new name every time you come in here, man. Salute to you, bro. Hope you're having a great day out there. Punch Smollett. Wouldn't be a day without you in here, my bro. Salute, bro. Salute. Kane the bad guy, bro. One of the originals, bro. Shout out to you, man. Salute, bro. Happy Easter, my brother. Happy Easter. Nitty G, another one of the originals. Salute, Nitty G, man. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by, bro. All right, man. That's I appreciate everybody coming in here, man. And Iceman, my brother, Iceman, bro. Salute to you, bro. Always a pleasure to see the Iceman. Always a pleasure to see the Iceman. And man, we saw some good boxing last night. I had a great old time sitting here, bro. Sitting here by myself and man, just digging on boxing. I didn't have to go back and forth. Is this music too loud? Let me know out there if this background is a little too much in the foreground. Is it cool or is it got to go down a notch? So I hate to have to repeat myself, which I always do anyway, but. Easter Sunday. Beautiful day out there. A little bit of clouds out there. It was a great sunrise. Yeah, you did, Kane, brother. I did too, man. Flawless mark. Salute, bro. Thanks for coming by, man. Thanks for coming by. Thank you so much for coming by. It was a good night last night as far as I was concerned, bro. It was a great night for boxing, man. A great night for boxing. And I don't play games, man. I don't care who wins. I don't care who loses, bro. I don't ride with any fighters I can think of today, man. I have favorites. I wish all fighters the best of luck, bro. I don't ride with I'm not a fanboy of anyone, man. I'm not a fangirl for sure, I hope, man. I don't care about conspiracies. I don't care about fixed gloves, all the bullshit of boxing, man. It's just gonna go on and on and on. Boxing is it's a one-on-one sport. It's two men in the ring. Two men in the ring trying to kick the shit out of each other, and that's the beauty of it. I don't really care what goes on in backstage. I don't care about promotional companies. I mean, the litigation in boxing, it's crazy. It's why boxing's not what it was, because at the stamp of a judge's gavel, that could bankrupt you. That could change your whole life. Feroso, brother, salute, bro. I've seen you around this morning a few times, man. Thanks for coming by. I don't know if I've seen you in here, but I appreciate you in here now. And yeah, you've been in here before. You're a wrench style. You must have changed your name, brother. But hey, we all do. No, none of us quite like our brother Phil. But boxing today is different, bro. It's not fighters against fighters. It's like corporations against corporations. It's a different ball game, and I've accepted that. And I don't buy into it. I'm here for the fights, for the fighters. And it's a crazy world. Like I said, man, you make a step this way, a step that way, you're gonna get served with legal papers. Boxers don't like that. The whole game, they don't like that. They want to keep it clean, pure, clean and pure. They want to keep the bad element out of boxing. And I don't even give a shit about the bad element, man. We've got the BTK shit going on, bro. That's hello. That's not news, bro. I mean, damn. Any of you guys remember Sonny Liston? Sonny Liston was a mob enforcer. He was controlled by the mob. That was it's been in boxing forever. The element of boxing. This is not the pure white sport that you might have seen in the past. Speaking of pure white sports you might have not seen in the past, I want to introduce my brother Mad Chad over here. Just jumped in the back door, bro. Shout out to my man Mad Chad. Mad Chad and I, we're both YouTubers. We're both hovering around the 480 mark or so with subs. One day he gets more than I do. Next day I get more than he does. But bro, Mad Chad's my brother. If you sub to me, you better be sub to Mad Chad, because we're in this run, bro. Salute, Mad Chad.
Hey, salute, and vice versa, Bruce. Two peas of a pod. Like I say, you're like my uncle. All the wisdom you have, all the energy. Just a great place to swing by, Bruce. Great tavern you have there. As well as me. You have a great building here. You walk in, you get to laugh a little. You always leave a little bit smarter than you walk in the door. And just always great, Bruce, to see you up and about and talking this boxing. And I think boxing fans, honestly, you can nitpick everything. I stood up for the whole fucking fight. Honestly, I stood up the whole fight. It came on at, I think, quarter to midnight. It was almost today. The fight started here in Boston, Eastern time. But once the ring walk happened, I got the rubber legs. I got all the adrenaline rush. I felt young again, and it didn't disappoint. It really didn't. You can always nitpick. Hindsight's 2020 on what could have been, what should have been. Errol Spence proved to me he answered a lot of questions. He answered a lot of questions that I had. Was he still going to be able to have that durability? Was he still going to be able to have the big engine? Was he still going to be the accumulative puncher, the pressure fighter? He checked every box, Bruce. And shout out to Ugas. He fought his ass off, but he was getting hit harder, and he knew it. And they questioned why he didn't let his hands go. It's tough. You have a game plan, but when you're in there, as strong and powerful as an Errol Spence, your game plan kind of goes out the window. Every time he was to throw, he was leaving himself very vulnerable to those body shots, and honestly, vulnerable all over because Errol was just teeing up on that body. And Ugas is a big guy, but he's not that thick frame there in the midsection and down there, in the liver area. This dude is hurting because you could hear the, boom. You could, you just see the power. But he checked a lot of boxes, and it was a great night, Bruce. It was a fun fight. It didn't disappoint.
Not at all, bro. Not at all. And like you were talking about the late start. I'm the one who bitches about that all the time, and I didn't even notice it. I thought they started on time. It was great, man. It was like I was at one site in the fight before that, the Pitbull Cruz and the Gamboa fight. It ended a little early, right? And so this dude says, "Oh, we're going to be waiting around for at least another hour now till the main event starts. So let's start talking." I said, "No, they're not going to
get it going."
Within 15 minutes, the ring walk was made. Hey, shout out to my brother Jedi out there. He's just stopped in, and my man Tim Lucy, the Skywalker, bro. Salute to you, bro. We are here in the flesh. We're talking about what we enjoyed last night, man. Because it was, what I liked about it, Chad, too, bro. We didn't have to fucking go back and forth on the remotes.
Oh, tell me, Bruce.
That was such a pleasure. I just kicked back. I put my feet up. I had the Toker 2 in front of me, man. And I watched in card from beginning to end. The stream came in perfectly. I stream everything I got, bro. I mean, I'd stream my wife if I could get away with that. But
and the streams are crystal clear. People talk about the buffering issues. Honestly, they're in HD.
They're 5G and HD. In fact, I had one of the sites I had on. And I said, let me go on Google and see if they have any new ones. I said, Spence Pacquiao, free stream. I had 6 different sites that I clicked on there, and I found one. I kept it as the backup, and there were no lags or anything in it. It was great. It was so much fun, man. Technology and ecology were with me last night, brother.
Bruce, and what about the Mexican Mike Tyson, the pocket rocket Mike Tyson? Did that Pitbull Cruz? He was fighting old, past his time, but Gamboa still looked in shape. He looked like he was in there to win. But that Isaac Pitbull Cruz, man, he reminded me so much of that early Tyson style. Where he was just fucking winging those shots with the peekaboo defense. He's a fun fighter, Bruce. I can't wait for that kid to fight again because that's the type of fighter I like right there.
You say he's a killer. He's a killer. Pitbull Cruz last night.
He's a killer.
Fucking killer, no doubt. Carlos Mendoza, shout out to you, brother. George H, man, thank you so much for swinging by for a drink, bro. Chad's picking up the tab, so order what you want from the top shelf.
Tabs open. And Bruce, like I say, those fighters that fight that style that I really gravitate towards, they all need to have a chin. And I'll tell you, that Gamboa, the last thing to go was power. And he hit fucking Isaac Cruz with a couple bombs.
He did.
Because Cruz was getting rather reckless. He was leaving all abandon out the window. He was like, I am taking you the fuck out, And shout out to, like I say, I am a huge fan of this kid because I love the style. And it brought back memories of an early Mike Tyson. Yes, Tyson had more power, but Tyson was also a heavyweight, and this little Pitbull Cruz, man, he's a fun one. Talking about a kid that can come on the scene after a loss and still have fucking star power because the kid's a rising star. He's a fun one.
That told me two things, bro. It told me that he was for real. He's a little killer. He's aptly named the Pitbull. But it also told me that Tank Davis is on another level himself, bro. And what this does is it brings another one to the Four Queens. Let's see these guys fight each other now. Man, there's so many appetizing fights we can make at 135. And Gamboa, bro, he's got to retire, man. That fight was just his brain was getting rattled a little too much.
Yeah. How many times did he bite the canvas, Bruce? 5 times? How many times did he get knocked down? It seemed like every time he was getting knocked the fuck down. Kept getting up. God bless him. He didn't even want the fight to get stopped. Shout out to Gamboa. What a fighting spirit. What a warrior.
My brother Macadocious, man. Salute to you out there. Macadocious, Mac of the South, bro. Salute. Yeah, bro. Mad. The whole fucking
Bruce, and again, the Errol Spence Ugas. The one glaring thing, I picked up on it. Me and Electro Jed and a few people yesterday were really picking up on the end of the 11th round there with Danny Garcia. I think there was 6 seconds to go in the 11th. He got the same type of thing. The mouthpiece fell out. He stopped and looked at the canvas. Totally turned his back to Danny, and Danny didn't hop on him. And I was mentioning if Ugas does, it can change the whole event. He's got to fix that. And surer than shit, the fucking Texas kid gets hit, spits the piece, and looks around like, I don't know all the rules there, but you got to continually fight and protect yourself at all times. And Ugas did get him a couple shots there. But and then there was a timeout. That ref, Bruce, that ref was probably one of the most, I don't know all the rules myself, so I could be talking out of line, but he seemed way in the way. He was there.
Lawrence Cole.
Complete buffoon. He doesn't seem to be at the world-class level.
I heard that in the afternoon when he was announced. The day before, he was announced as the referee. And I said, I thought somebody was kind of patting the ground for a little, so they wouldn't get the hard fall. You know what I'm saying, man? I thought it was just going to be an excuse. But he was a buffoon in there, man. You could tell he wasn't letting them clinch right. He was breaking up clinches too fast. Just a terrible referee, man. A terrible job. And that, what I cannot stand, Mad Chad, when a doctor has to stop a fight.
Yes.
We just saw the day before we watched Hagler and Thomas Hearns, and the doctor there, Donald Romeo. He was as much of a fan as he was a ringside physician. He went in the ring.
Keep it going, brother.
Looked at it 1 second later. Keep it. This dude, he's giving him a fucking eye test at ringside.
Yeah. Hold one eye shut. Let's see if you can read the fucking pie chart over here. What letter am I holding up? Right, Bruce? What is this, a fucking eye exam or a fight? You can question the stoppage, all that. I believe it should have gone on because I believe Ugas, even though he wasn't letting his hands go, he still proved to everybody that he could hurt Errol. And it looked to me in the 8th round, maybe, he hit him with a couple straight shots right up the middle that got Errol right, I want to say above the belly button. And Errol, you could see it bothered him. He took a couple steps back like, whew. But Errol just, Errol's a dog. He's going to keep coming. But he definitely still had some danger there. So I would have to say premature stoppage. But, that's out of my hands. And it's a stoppage. It didn't shock me that it was stopped.
No, it didn't shock me. It's just the way that it was stopped. I knew it was, but I wanted to see him go out on his shield. Or the referee step in the middle of.
Let the corner stop it. Let Salas stop it. Salas, they had a A1 corner. Stitch Duran, he knows what's going on there.
Oh, Stitch Duran. You could have went back there and he could have said, "Stitch, cut it." Stitch. Yeah. Exactly what he was talking about, bro. It was when a doctor stops a fight, it just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's another one of these things that we can say. hey, fucking boxing. We knew that was going to happen like that. We knew it had to happen like that. It's just
And Ugas was getting beat up. Don't get me wrong. You know, it was probably a humane stoppage if you're outside of looking in. But as a hardcore boxing fan, you know that strange things can happen. And with that whole spitting of the mouthpiece in the 6th round, that would leave the corner still believing all we need is one good crack on this kid, and we could get him again. You know, and there was still 9 minutes left to fight. And
there was, bro. There was, man. It was, but I can't complain about anything. I think I told you earlier, I don't give a fuck what happens behind the stages anymore. I just want to see the fight.
Yep.
I just want to see the best fight the best, pound
Yep.
each other's heads off, and that's
Yep.
the end of it, man. You know?
Don't let Ted Cheatham, I wonder if Ted Cheatham had fucking Ugas up on the card. I'd like to see what his card read.
Before I went to bed last night, I said I have to look at the cards before this goes away. But hey, let me, my people out there. I just want to show you what I'm puffing on over here, man. That's
That's a beauty.
That's a nice little diesel we got there, bro. So we can. I like to share that with my peeps out there. Hey, Mark, what's happening, brother? Happy Easter, my man. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, Bruce. Once again, happy Easter there. Yeah, you got the Easter bunny. There's the church bells ringing.
Do I had the Easter bunny around here? I guess it fell down and or took off or something. But man, yes. When I was a kid, Matt Chad, we used to get a chocolate bunny on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, same here. I think the kids still do. I remember my dad used to write poems. Roses are red, violets are blue. You'll find this egg in the shoe. You know what I mean? He was pretty clever with his little poems on Easter morning. When you believe Easter bunny would come along and drop off. I mean, they make you believe anything.
Well, see, my family was in the restaurant business, and Easter Sunday was one of the biggest days of the year. So we didn't look forward to it like most kids do. It was kind of like a
day at work.
Work out from sun up to sunrise, one of those kind of days. And if somebody was having an Easter egg hunt or going somewhere, and we absolutely not. One year I got to go and I actually saw an Easter egg hunt, and I found an Easter egg with $1 in it. It was cool, but Easter was always a working day for me, bro. That's the that's what I was brought up in. But that was a long time ago. Now I saw the sunrise this morning, man, and right away Easter. Wow, it's like the rebirth of a whole new season, really. The official start of spring, so to speak.
Oh, it's a nice day. It's a little chilly up here, but it's brisk. But like you say, a start of a new day and, start of a new season. And we got the Celtics later on, Bruce, at 3:30 against the Nets, for Celtics fans. I have an uneasy feeling, but I had an uneasy feeling with Spence last night. I really did. I wasn't expecting him to be as good as he was with the layoff because he did look impressive and his body work is impeccable.
Shout out to Rob Sportsman Lee. Salute, my brother. You had a good video this morning. I saw it, bro. Salute. And Ghost, man, thanks for coming by, brother. Salute to you. Yeah, Matt Chad. The whole card, man, if we can regress a little bit before I forget, what did you think of Cody Crowley and Josito Lopez?
Very impressive. I thought the Crowley kid, very impressive. Hard worker, high volume output. Lopez seemed a little past it, but that's kind of how he always fights. He kind of seems to just linger in there, but Crowley put a good beating on him.
Crowley looked like he was on the juice, bro. He looked so physically bigger.
Yeah, pinpoint.
Stronger.
Sharp.
Faster. I mean, it was like it was a mismatch, bro. And if anybody screams PEDs, and did you see the vascularity in his shoulders, bro?
Oh, the veins were popping through.
Spider webs going on there, man. That's a little sign of being in extra good shape in the in the athletic
Well,
field.
people check out other fighters' boobies. They check out their acne on their back. I mean, it's just pretty crazy because there's so much of it going on. It just is. Bruce, what did you think of Charlo Benavidez? That fight needs to happen after Benavidez beats us, Lemieux. They got a little scuffle there. Charlo screaming and, that fight needs to happen. I think those Charlos got to do something. I mean, the big Charlo especially.
Well, they were all at ringside last night. They had a perfect arena to start getting some of these fights marinating, getting some of these fights brewing up there, bro. Especially Charlo and Benavides, man. That would have been a perfect way, a perfect WWE moment. And you know, everybody who was there, I wrote down the names of people who were there. Benavides.
Oh yeah, shout out to the Texas crew for sure.
Oh man, that was there was fire in that stadium last night. There was so much.
I was so happy for that crew too. You know what I mean? Because that was a Super Bowl event for them. You know, and the right guy came out on top. And shout out to all the Texas crew.
Oh,
man.
bro, and they were broadcasting in the arena.
G5 Gabe. Yeah.
And they shut him down. I don't know why. I think it was because of Jimmy Lennon was in his stream. But then Ashley did one afterwards. I saw Kwee. I think I heard Will. I'm not sure, bro. But it was like so much energy going on there, and it was
Bruce.
Good stuff, man. And I noticed, man, David Ortiz was there. Obviously, Luke Ortiz, the Charlos were there. Sean Porter was there. Where was Bud Crawford, man? You know, the elephant in the room wasn't there.
Right. How nice would that have been just to have Bud there and just announce that fight right after that fight? You know, while hot is hot. I mean, that would have just place would have blew up. This fight would have been the biggest thing in boxing. They could have started hyping it up since yesterday. And it's just a shame it's not. It leaves a feeling in my mouth like this fight might not happen.
The words Bud Crawford came out of Errol Spence's mouth last night. Who do you want
fucking
next?
Right. He said, I want Bud.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. It's a fight that needs to happen. I can't, but it's a fight that should be pressured to happen. You're talking about a fight for undisputed, a fight that needs, that's been going on for a while, and now they're both as hot as they could be. Their names are as hot as they've ever been. The time is now, fellas. You're never going to get this opportunity again.
Nope. You know,
because if Ugas would have hypothetically just went into killer mode when Harrow was looking down at his mouthpiece and just started unloading, he could have iced him. And then what are we talking about today?
I thought Errol Spence was going to get knocked down when he.
I thought he was toast. I thought he short circuited, Bruce. He just short circuited.
Well, it was one of those moments where I'm like, boxing. This is boxing. Anything can happen. Pay attention, kid.
The ropes kind of kept him up. Like I have only seen the fight one time, but it looked like he hit him, and the ropes kind of kept him up. If the ropes weren't there, Errol was going to tip over.
I think so. And at the end of it, Errol said he thought the referee said stop. That's why he said he broke his concentration.
But he did the same thing with Danny Garcia, though, and I went on and on yesterday about that. I said he can't let that happen again, because if he does that with a Bud Crawford, he's going to get his head decapitated. You know, and Ugas didn't hop right on him, but then he did. But then I believe the ref, after they fought a little bit, called timeout and let him put his mouthpiece in, which I thought was a huge timeout for Spence. That was a huge advantage for Spence. I got a deep sigh of relief. I'm like, thank you, fucking ref.
No, that was Lawrence Cole once again, bro. The referee.
But that was a big break for Spence right there.
Big break. I mean, he gave him 30 seconds, 40 seconds of
that was a good half a minute for sure, Bruce.
And that was the moment of glory for Ugas in that fight. That was his time. If he was going to win that fight,
that was it.
Time to do it. That was it right there. Eddie Hearn, salute, brother.
And fucking Lawrence Cole said, nope, this ain't it. I'm going to let my boy get his fucking head straight.
I don't know, man. Lawrence Cole, I mentioned that earlier in the afternoon when he was called as referee. They said people didn't like that. People didn't like that. He's just something like that always has to happen. And I said, shit, another fucking more fuel to the fire over here. Let's keep it boxing. Let's just what can you do right now? Boxing's not boxing. Like I said, we're in such a fucking litigious society. You make a wrong move, you're gonna get served with papers. You can't fight while you're under the subpoenas. Commissions don't want to touch you. I mean, it's just not the way it used to be. You can't just say, motherfucker, I want to fight you next. Like last night, can you imagine if that was James Toney in the ring calling out somebody like Iran
Roy Jones.
Roy Jones, and any of those fighters, bro. The fight would have been signed, sealed, and delivered. It would have been throwing ads for it up
Especially with all the build up to it. That's, with all the build up, because there's been a lot of, since I got on this YouTube, that's people been talking about this fight. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. If there's ever a time for it to happen, it's now. And if it don't happen now, you can kiss that fight goodbye. If it ain't signed within a month, it ain't ever going to happen, because the time is now. There's never going to be a better time.
While the fires are hot.
Never going to be a better time.
Nope, never, ever, man. Because next week there's going to be a new hero next month, and
Fucking right.
There's not going to be so much
Yesterday's
talk about
papers, yesterday's home runs don't win today's ball games. There's going to be, it's going to lose its fizz.
Yep.
Because it's fizzing right now. That fight needs to happen, Bruce.
It's boiling right now, bro. It's fucking sizzling,
because it's a 50-50 fight. You're talking about the place exploding with people talking, panels talking, Crawford, Spence. If that fight is signed, this place will blow up.
Now, what do you think of Ugas just kind of not throwing punches after the fourth or fifth round, bro? He just kind of got into a high guard, and he was maybe for every 5 punches that Spence was throwing a mega amount of shots. He was he was body, he was head.
He looked like fucking Figueroa.
Studs, unbelievable shit, bro. And what do you think, Ugas? Why do you think he didn't continue the output of punches that he's capable of, and especially when he knew he could hurt Spence?
Bruce, I was shocked at that. I really was. But then again, I think that happens a lot with fighters. Even Danny Garcia showed it at times. Danny did not want to engage, because when you're getting thudded like that, Bruce, you really want to protect yourself, and your game plan goes out the window. I think plan A, plan B, and plan C all went out the window. Errol was just too much. They weren't expecting that type of fucking motor, and Ugas came out like a chess match right out of the gate. I thought he was going to apply more pressure and kind of test Spence right out of the gate. The question mark there, though, was, again, with that 6th round with the mouthpiece and all, that was a lot of questions with Ugas. Why wasn't he more aggressive? But then there was the timeout by the ref that kind of let Spence definitely gather his thoughts. But I think a lot of that, Bruce, has to do with the opponent in front of you. And Ugas ain't a high-volume puncher normally anyways. I said all along his style is perfect for Spence. This is a perfect setup. He ain't Rigondeaux. He ain't a dancer. He doesn't have good lateral movement. He's pretty vanilla when it comes to his style. And perfect matchup for Spence. And I said if Spence is right, Spence beats him. And I just had so many question marks there. I said someone with a gun to my head, I'm taking Spence, because the game plan goes out the window. So many people say they're going to do this, do that with Errol. And still they start feeling their body. They start losing their legs. Like that. That's why his legs, I think, he couldn't move, because he felt like he had to shit. I mean, like I say, Ugas's face got busted up, but I guarantee you his insides look worse than his face does. I mean, he was taking thudding. Errol was teeing off like swinging for the fence.
His legs turned spaghetti. Hey, I dropped the link out there. Anybody wants to come on and talk about the fights we saw last night? Tupac, my brother.
I think that's just the case, Bruce. Errol just took the game plan and said, I'm too much for it. I think Errol was just a better man.
It's exactly what it appeared to be. Now, you think the old Errol Spence is back again? You think there's going to be any questions, any doubts? And
no questions. That was after a layoff. No questions.
And people said, this may stop because Ugas is going to concentrate on that eye. He's just going to keep jabbing that eye, keep aiming for that eye. And it's funny, it was stopped on the eye, but it was Ugas.
The other guy. Yeah, for sure. And I just think Errol's pressure was just too much for him, Bruce. I think, Ugas's fucking shining moment might have been Manny. That might have been that might have been his day. That the stars lined up. He was fighting an age, slow down Manny, and it was kind of funny. Manny's legs kind of left him in that fight, and it kind of like Ugas's legs left him, because Ugas was right there in the pocket all night, just standing there.
No, boxing
Bud's going to be a whole different nut to crack. Like if Bud boxes, stays on the outside, because Errol was missing at first, but the ring rust. But Bud's skill level compared to Ugas for boxing skill it's not even close. Not even close. But I
Yeah,
think Bud has that dog in him. Bud's going to want to go to war. I think just the animosity these two have, and I'm not saying it's going to be Hagler Hearns, but I think there will be some animosity. There will be some phone booth action. And I think anytime you get in that phone booth, you start digging body shots. Errol's one of the best in the game at it. He's a brilliant phone booth fighter.
look who's here. Speaking of brilliant phone booth fighters.
Here's Mr.
Kel Brook.
Rival. Kel Brook.
How's it going,
Tough
guys?
mother. He's a tough dude, that Kel Brook.
How's it going?
How's it going, Mark?
Kicking back on Easter Sunday. Hey, I didn't even tell you guys, man. Fucking Bruno knocked me on my ass this morning. Actually knocked me on my knee. I got a raspberry on there, man. Nice swollen up. I wasn't paying attention. I walked by this house. There's only one dog that he goes after in the world, and this dog happened to be out. And the motherfucker just got me in bango. Went on my knees. Didn't lose a stride. Even the dog, he knew what happened. He was kind of had his head held in shame. But I came back, looked at it. I got a nice raspberry on there. You know, where the flesh meets the fucking asphalt. The asphalt wins. So I just wanted to share that before I forgot it. Because the pain is going away. Toker by Toker. Thank God for Mary Jane. Happy Easter, Mark.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. You know, it's a day where he has arisen. It's a day of celebration and sadness in the Christian church. It's a whole weekend and week, the Holy Week. And, yeah, big up to Jesus. Take the wheel.
Big up to Jesus.
That's fucking right. It's not every holiday you get to say big up Jesus, but big up Jesus. That man did a better comeback than any other fighter in history. He came back from the dead.
Hey, tell me about yesterday. What did you get out of the PBC card?
It was a very fun card. There was a lot of fun fights, some brutal moments. The Batoyev Stanionis fight was pretty violent. Very close fight. Fair play to Stanionis for getting the decision. The main event, I don't want to start too much controversy, so I'll just say that it was an intriguing fight.
Start it. Come on, it's going to be everywhere, Mark. Let's hear it first.
The fight was a fix. That fight was a fix. The reason why I say that is everybody's talking about how Ugas is a counterpuncher. First round, Ugas is leading with his jab. Then second and third rounds, he starts to shell up more to allow the points to go and flow. Fourth round, Ugas comes back out, exchanges a bit harder. By the sixth round, he hurts Spence. He stops doing anything. He shells up and allows the man to tee off on him. Makes it look realistic. It was a fix. He took a calculated dive.
You think that ringside doctor was in on the fix?
No, it has nothing to do with the doctor. I think he took a beating on purpose.
I mean, in all actuality, right, Bruce? How many big rights did Ugas actually throw? You know, after he kind of hurts, did because it seemed like he didn't throw. Like he didn't even. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't doubt anything, Mark. To be honest, you know, I wouldn't doubt anything. I mean, I will doubt everything I meant. However, I mean it. Anything in boxing's capable.
You know, I love hearing it, bro. And you know, like I said earlier, bro, I almost don't give a well. I do give a fuck, of course, man. I like hearing all kind of different things that are going on, especially from my brother Mark, because you know he's not just blowing smoke out of his ass. He pretty much knows boxing as much as anybody that I know. And you know, I can't ignore that. I have to dwell on that for a bit. But that's heavy stuff, man.
What I don't like is how people are saying excuses about somebody who I predicted in all leagues that I'm in the prediction league, Spence to win. I bet money on Errol Spence. He was in every one of my parlays. I'm not making any excuses. I picked Errol to win this fight. So how's an excuse?
I thought the only way Errol Spence could lose if he short-circuited, which he kind of almost did there in the 6th round. But he overcame it. And like you say, after that, Ugas did nothing. He did fucking nothing.
He was just getting pounded to the body. He was literally getting.
I thought he was playing rope-a-dope, Bruce. I thought he was rope-a-doping for a minute. I'm standing there. I'm like, maybe he's trying to let this guy punch himself out, but he never showed any aggression.
I could see those legs. The legs were turning to spaghetti. Hey, look who's here, man. I haven't seen this character in a long time, bro. I was wondering about you. I was going to start asking the other day. Alex Alberto, how the hell are you, my man?
I'm doing fine. Happy Easter.
Where you been?
Personal stuff, you know. So.
We won't tell anybody.
But hey, listen, it was a great fight last night.
The whole card was fucking cool from beginning to end, I thought, man. Even the prelims. How can you complain, bro? So what was your take on the main event, Alex Alberto?
Man, Spence just did what he had to do. And I'll tell you what, man. How can Ugas take a dive with a woman like that in his corner? That man did not take a dive. With that type of girl, ooh. I hope she did. I hope he signed the prenup, because after seeing him get his ass whooped, I hope he signed the prenup. I'm just playing. I wish Ugas saw the best in life. He did a great fight. The jab to the body was working well. For him, but he got overwhelmed. So, but as I predicted, yeah. I said Spence would win too, but he got the stoppage. Lawrence Cole can suck a dick. He's a fucking bitch, and I hope he never refs out of Texas. And fuck him. He's the worst referee of all time. But I can't wait for Spence versus Crawford. That's going to be a fantastic fight, and I have it minus 140 each. It's a pick'em when it comes to the odds for me.
Shout out to my brother Picasso for stopping by, man. Salute. It was a fun evening, bro. I thought the entire card. Did you watch the whole card, Alex?
Yeah, but weren't there were mismatches, like Valenzuela and Cruz, those were mismatches, man. You know what I mean?
Well, on paper, I would say Valenzuela versus Vargas wasn't really a mismatch. It just turned into one. It was a proving ground fight to see what you got. It was a step up, because we did see Vargas go the distance there with Isaac Cruz and give a good enough fight to show that he still had something. But Valenzuela just absolutely obliterated him. So on paper, that was a fine fight to have. Cruz Gamboa shouldn't have happened, but it did. And Gamboa gave as good as he could. For as long as he was in there, he gave as good as he could. No shame.
Shout out to my friend Loveliness. Salute, sister. Happy Easter to you. I was one of the characters, man. I just had an enjoyable evening from beginning to end. The results, man, the Gamboa fight, it went on too long. The Venezuela fight, man, that was a fucking that was an awesome. I just thought Venezuela just showed he just showed the youth, man, just the youth, the energy, just a good prospect. And like you said, it was climbing up the ladder, and he made that climb by leaps and bounds. I thought that was a really cool fight, man. And Gamboa Cruz, that was a 17-year-old difference there. So That when you think
Oh
about
yes.
it,
Speaking of that fight, Gamboa Cruz, Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez need to freaking check themselves. They're fighting freaking stay busy fights, and then they're trying to fight like each other in the freaking crowd, like between Steven Espinoza and like 2-year-old children, like in the crowd. Fucking disgraces. Like they need to fucking step it up.
I think what they were doing there, Alex, was trying to sell the fact that they may be fighting each other next.
I
I
don't
think they're
believe
selling
it.
I think they're selling a future fight because the reason I think that is there'd be no reason to do it right beside Steven Espinoza.
Exactly, Mark. Exactly.
but it was definitely on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to say it was a 9 as far as a great night for sitting back, streaming a fight, excitement right to the end, right to the very end, from the first bell. The first card, the Cody Crowley card fight, Lopez kept my attention right to the end, man. And I didn't care if it took till 1 o'clock. It was compact. Didn't have to go back and forth. Thank you, boxing gods. That was so huge. Let's just keep this ball rolling, man. Stay with the momentum of this fight. Get other fights off of it, man. We've got Pitbull Cruz. The man's dynamite after last night. He could go anywhere in that 135-pound division, and Lord knows we know we want Spence and fucking Bud right now. We're crying for that fight. If that doesn't happen, boxing is just more fucked up than we all say that it is.
The two men, Bud Crawford and Spence, they seem to have locked in that they're gonna have that fight. So it seems like that's all system go. But I'm not gonna get too excited because the last 5 years it kind of left me trepidatious, especially knowing that Stanionis is supposed to fight Spence. Now he is supposed to fight Spence according to how that tournament was, and he already took step aside. It'll be up to him now if they fight or not. Really, if he'll take step aside again. Hopefully he does.
And if that, you think that fight will be signed, or do you think it's just you think they're just talking? I don't know, man. How can you make that fight more appetizing?
You can't. It's now. You need to do this fight now. I mean, 2 years ago it reached its peak. It fell back a little bit, and now there seems to be a bit more buzz in the air for it because it seems more plausible and possible to make that fight happen. So they have to push for it now. It's now or never, really.
Salute, Tyrone. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Happy Easter to you. So what is the fights last night? Now that was obviously for a unification, and now there's only one fight that can be made because every other fight in the welterweight division is, that's not that fight has to be made. I'm like I don't know, man. I'm almost gonna go out on a limb and say that fight is gonna be signed within the next few days.
Well, if that's the fight we get next, undisputed at welterweight, none of us are gonna bitch and moan, are we, Bruce? None of us. We'll all be excited. We'll all be tuning in. And loads of people will come with different takes on who's going to win that fight. As far as it goes for me, I've always been on the same fence. I've no idea who wins between those two. That's why it's such a good fight. So good. I've no clue. And I feel if that's, let's say, in that 6th round, that's Bud who lands that shot that Ugas lands, right? Bud steps on the gas. He's going to try and finish him there and then. But Spence is a very good inside fighter. And Bud, he's not that great on the inside. He's a bit reckless on the inside. Very good at full length, though.
Let me shout out Jelly Bean who stepped in the room. Salute my brother. Phil, salute to you, bro. Act Reacher, man. Shout out, man. I dropped a link in there. If any of you guys want to come on and tell us a little bit about the experiences you've had last night. Me and my brother, Unrivaled Boxing, are sitting over here, man. We're going back and forth, and we both think that the Spence and Crawford fight is obviously it's been the next logical fight for the past 3 years, but right now it's on the end of everyone's tongue. It has to be made. What other fight in the welterweight division? And I'm hearing a lot of people talk about Conor Benn yesterday, about how he can't be ignored now. He's part of the he's part of the welterweight picture. What did you think about that, Mark? I don't know. Go ahead. Tell me what you think about it.
Well, I think Conor's
What?
he's fighting a lot of past their best fighters at the moment. So I don't really know how to say he's part of the welterweight title picture. I think it remains to be seen if he's even European level. I could see any of the top European or any of the other prospects in America beating the like Van Heerden or Algeria at this stage. I can see them all getting worked over. So or past the Adrian Granados, because don't forget, people disrespect Danny Garcia, right? And they say that Danny Garcia has never done anything at welter. He absolutely annihilated Adrian Granados, and Conor struggled with him. So that's the way I look at that title picture kind of thing. So I would say Conor needs to start stepping up a bit. I think the David Avianation fight is very important for Conor. It's a good benchmarker to see if he's ready to skip up towards world level, honestly, because Josh Kelly failed at that level. And they were saying Josh Kelly was the new Nassim Hamed and Roy Jones. That turned out to be absolutely bollocks. So for me, it's just like a staging process. He needs to go up from the stage he's at, because his name is large. But he's fighting opponents who don't have anything for him anymore. These are guys from yesteryear who aren't what they used to be. So we can't gauge them properly. We can't. Anyone who's worth their salt will be past their prime fighters.
Eddie needs to throw that $10 million to Kell Brook, man. They need to make that fight. That's the fight for Conor, man.
That's another past his prime fighter. That's another shot guy who's not in the title.
I think Kell beats him. I honestly think Kell beats him, bro.
Okay.
Like, what do you think, Mark? Like, who do you think would win?
I don't know.
Exactly. So, like, it's like that's a question mark for me, because I don't think Conor's proved he's the best British welterweight in the world right now. So in order to do that, he needs to beat Kell Brook. Like, so that's the fight. So Eddie needs to do that.
So where does Conor go from here? Who would you match him up with? Shout out to Tyrone, my brother. Tyrone just dropped up in the building, man. How are you, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, Bruce, man? Shout out to the chat and the panel. I don't want to interrupt. I'll let you guys go on with your discussion, and I'll chime in.
Well, we were just, we spoke on the main fight last night, which is what I want to get your opinion on, brother.
Mm-hmm. I thought, Spence did what he needed to do. He was getting tagged a bit too much for my liking a little bit. I thought he was definitely solid. I thought he could have been sharper, but he got the job done.
Were you expecting any? Was there any surprises for you? Was that what you were expecting, or did you think that that little bump in the road in the sixth round when his
that surprised me, to be honest, because I went back and watched it on Daily Motion, and I don't know what's up with Showtime and some of these highlights. They did it badly with the Lubin Fundora fight, showing punches that didn't cause the damage as the reason to cause the knockdown. Like, for example, right, when Lubin fought Fundora hurt him with an uppercut before. They didn't show that. They just showed the one that dropped him. And then they showed that Lubin threw a volley of punches to drop Fundora. but that's not what hurt him. Lubin's money punches his right hook, and that shook him up, and you saw it. And they did it here again. They were showing the whole mouthpiece thing. I look back to see, okay, what actually hurt him, and I think it was a really short right, and he kind of like, did you see he kind of like jellied back, like his back went up, and he kind of went like this, and he was hurt. I was like, oh, okay, but it happened so quickly, I had to go back and see what happened, but that probably surprised me during the fight. But other than that, he just went to work.
But yeah, Bruce, I have to go in a minute, but I wanted to say something a little bit. It's irrelevant, but I just want to say this. After what I saw last night, I've seen certain weaknesses in Spence, and I am a fanboy. Floyd would have beaten him. Like if Floyd was like 5 years younger, Floyd would have beaten him by unanimous decision. That's what I learned from last night. So all that sparring talk, between Spence and Floyd, I'll just say that Floyd would have beaten this Spence. You know what I mean?
Anyone's entitled to their opinion, my brother, and we can make these fantasy fights up. We wish they would happen. Bro, I could talk fantasy fights all night, and we could both have different opinions, and both of them would be just as valid, bro. It's the way it is. I just thought Spence fought on a different level last night. I thought he fulfilled a promise. I didn't see that in Danny Garcia. I didn't see that in damn, I'm thinking now, Danny. It's been so long since Danny Garcia. It's just, we haven't seen Spence do any of the things that were expected of him. And I didn't know if Father Time was gonna take its toll on him, bro. I've seen that dude do many a thing, man. This is a young man's game. If you're off by a split second, then you're not the same. But maybe Father Time took its toll on Ugas last night. Whatever it was, Spence was the better fighter last night. He dished out an undisputed beating. Stopped the man. I'm not going to say anything about that's what it was destined for, because I was entertained thoroughly by it, but the better man won last night. We had that little glitch at the 6th round. And like Tyrone was saying, that they show highlights, man. I remember looking at the Danny Garcia highlights, bro. They could make that look like a close fight when they show selective clips from it. They were showing can't even think of his name anymore. They were showing his opponent, man, landing some shots which were few and far between. Kind of like last night, the effective shots that Ugas was landing was few and far between. But hey, we watched it. We know what went on. The better man won, and now we want to see the fight of the century happen, bro.
Yeah, and don't forget, to me, there's only two guys who can compete with Errol, who could possibly beat Errol Spence right now at welterweight. It's Terrence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis. Those are the only two guys who could fight him, who can possibly beat him right now at welterweight. And it's vice versa for all three of them. So, that's the situation right now. But the fight is Spence versus Crawford, or Crawford versus Spence, however you want to put it. And I can't wait for it. So, but hey, it's Easter. I gotta go hunt this damn Easter bunny. I'm gonna put it in a cage, and it's gonna be mine, and I'm gonna parade it around on Instagram or something. So I'll see you guys, and if you see him laying any eggs, call me. Have a nice one.
Peace, Alex. And that could be double. That could have a double meaning. Alex is going to go chase that bunny and put him in a cage. And hey, salute to Alex Alberto. Tyrone, my brother. I thought the whole day was very cool for boxing, man. But the PBC card, when that started at 9 last night, man. Well, what did you think of that Cody Crowley fighting Josito Lopez?
I don't really like seeing some of these guys fighting past where they should have. I mean, Lopez, let me go check his box right now. I mean, he's way past it. I didn't understand the matchup.
No, it was getting kind of sad there towards the towards the end. It was clearly overmatched. Cody Crowley looked huge. He looked like a growing boy. Uh, Josito, well past the stage of being a serious contender. But
Yeah.
I think that was his last chance. He's still got the name recognition. They still talk about him almost stopping Thurman, and it was sellable. Don't get me wrong either, man. PBC stacked that card yesterday. I thought it was really really just fan friendly. They had a lot of recognizable names on there. Even though a lot of them were past their prime, they had a lot of up and coming PBC fighters on there. I know it was one fight after the other. It thoroughly entertained the whole evening, bro. Very, very, very satisfied.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Stanionis on the YouTube undercard. I thought he did really good, especially against that guy, Buteyev. I mean, that guy's no bum. He's no joke, and he had every physical advantage over Stanionis in terms of height and reach. But Stanionis just, I don't know how to. It's not flashy, but it just does. He does what he does really, really well. He's very compact. He's strong. He punches hard. He picks his shots, and he's very accurate. He knows how to cut off the ring. He knows what he needs to do to make it his fight. He's going to be champion when these belts disperse, for sure.
Punch Mullet says, "Used to the gills." I looked at Crowley. I said that earlier, and he physically imposing. Josito almost looked like he shrank a little bit. He just did not look. He didn't have the size to deal with him. This kid was bigger, stronger, faster, hungrier. Josito was kind of like, thanks for the ride, fellas. Great to be here. And Crowley just beat him down, bro. I'm trying not to swear like I used to. I see Mad Chad out there, kind of gives me the reason not to swear, because he swears enough for both of us when he's up here, and I love it, bro. But I'm trying to make it a little more R-rated instead of PG-rated. We'll try to keep it like that. But wherever I was going with that, man, I think Crowley he looked impressive, physically imposing. I want to see what he's going to do, man. Him and Conor Benn would be a great fight.
Yeah, that'd be pretty solid. Ben, I don't know where to go. A lot of people saying he's improved. I think it's just the type of opponents that kind of fit him. There's still more to see. I don't know. Yeah, him and Crowley would be a very good fight. That'd be a tough fight for him because Crowley likes to box, so we'd have to see what he does.
That would be a beautiful fight to be made. That would be a great fight, man. A great undercard fight for the Spence and Bud fight. That would be a great co-main event. Or even if they make that a huge card, it would be a fire undercard. It would be a fire undercard fight, man. That would be a great crossroads fight. Two young lions fighting each other. Two recognized names coming off impressive wins. Damn. I should be a matchmaker. I could put an awesome card together for that Spence and Bud fight.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to in the future, my brother? Like how about for Charlo and for Castano? That's a huge fight. That's going to be undisputed, 140-pound championship fight. What are you looking at over there, my brother?
Who I pick in that fight? I'm not the biggest Jermell fan. I actually don't like him at all as a person. But I'd probably pick him to win the fight because I feel he can he can make more adjustments. Castano, it's a common thread with his last 6-7 opponents, the chin, and I don't know if they can stand up to his shots. He's definitely sharp, but I don't know. I think I think it's more the fact that his opponents can't take the punch than it is his actual power. Because at the end of the day, I mean, me personally, I don't believe in somebody sitting down on their punches more creates, this 300% difference. I mean, the record shows that you can either punch or you can't, and some circumstances may change that, but for the most part, the box rec does not lie. Your record doesn't lie. So the power is God gifted. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. You can have sneaky power, which I think he might have. But I mean, if Castano wins, that'd be cool too. I don't really have a dog in the race. I had Castano winning the first fight, but we'll see. I'd be surprised if Castano can make any more adjustments. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm looking for it has to be a dominant victory for either fighter to get it. I don't think they can be. There's not going to be a rematch. I don't think they'll do a trilogy, and I really don't think. I don't see either fighter dominating right now. I thought Castano won the last fight, but it was so close, and there were so many swing rounds. It could have gone either way. I'd like to see both fighters come back a little hungrier, take the game a little more serious. And there has to be a definite winner here. I don't have a dog in the fight myself. I could give a shit who wins. I just want to see two pit bulls going at it for the undisputed at 154, and it's going to be the first time it's happened. The first time somebody had a undisputed in the 4-belt era. So,
right,
great fight. I mean, especially with the controversy of the last fight, a draw. I mean that fight should have been made 6 months ago. This fight should have happened. But now with the restrictions are lifted in Las Vegas, man, let's go for it. Let's see record people filling. Are they fighting in Raider Stadium out there? Do you know?
The Charlo Castano fight?
Yeah.
No, it's actually in Carson, California. I think it's outdoors.
Oh, it's in California. It's not in Vegas. Okay.
Yeah, at first they said it was Staples Center, but they kind of had to they had to downgrade a little bit. Let me just make sure. Let me check this. Last time I saw it said Carson. Yep, Dignity Health. Yeah, Carson, California, the outdoors place.
That's going to be a huge evening. And what's the date of that? That's
May 14th.
May 14th, and that's basically 4 weeks away. And it seems you have the schedule in front of my bro. What do we have for next weekend?
I can Showtime strictly or
boxing in general, bro. Boxing in general.
Let me just pull it
up. Whatever's at your disposal. I thought you might have had the screen in front of you.
Oh no, I had the box rec pulled up, but I can. Okay, so we've got. I just went to ESPN just now. So it's Davis versus Romero on the 28th.
Oh yeah, bro. That's but nothing for next weekend.
The week after, the 21st. Not that I know of. You mean next weekend? The 23rd next week.
Yeah, that's why I ride with
Fury versus White.
Absolutely. Now I got my calendar down here. We've got let's see, the 20. Joel Diaz. That's next weekend. Michael Zafara. Liverpool. No, that's the Shakur Stevenson on 30th. Hey, where's the Tyson Fury fight? That's next weekend, correct?
Yeah.
I don't believe it's not in my schedule over here. I got the is it just ESPN that I have in front of me? It's got the fights last night, the Conor Ben. Then I can't believe that. I can't believe they don't have the Tyson Fury and Dillian White fight in here. Now, absolutely looking forward to that fight. What is your prediction there, my brother?
I gotta look at the weigh-in. If he's that much bigger than White, then I think White has an uphill battle. I mean, I would like to see White win to just even out the division for the most part, but
that fight is
I wouldn't
April 23rd. So
yes.
we've got over a month to wait. Well, not over a month. We have about 2 weeks to wait for that. So today's the set. No, that's this weekend. I don't know why it's. There's a lot of fights coming up. I guess my schedule wasn't up to date, but yeah, that's Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, which is even cooler. A 5 o'clock fight. That's good stuff, bro. I see that fight as, on paper, I have to go with Tyson Fury to knock him out fairly early. I don't have a lot of faith in Dillian White, but when heavyweights get in the ring and go at it, anything's liable to happen. This is why heavyweight boxing. I've seen it happen in the past. It only takes one punch. Tyson Fury doesn't have a concrete chin. Steve Cunningham almost knocked him out. Tyson, Deontay Wilder knocked him down so many times, but he did get back up. So I mean, with the inactivity that he's had and carrying around all that weight, and he did a press conference not long ago. He just kind of slapped his belly on the podium. He was every bit 335, 340 pounds. Can't just take that weight off and then add it back on and keep that edge, because I mean his thing is his boxing ability. That's his big thing. He's kind of switched that now. He's only fought the same person in the last 2 years, so we don't know what's going to happen when he gets in the ring. And Dillian White, we don't know what's going to happen when he gets in the ring either. That heavyweight fights. Hey, my brother, 150, man, the man who wrote my theme song out there. Salute to you, brother. Happy Easter, man. Thanks for coming in, brother. You want to stop by and talk about the fights we saw last night, man? We're hanging around for a little bit. We're discussing boxing over here, man. Anything about boxing. That's what I love to do. We're not on any scheduled time over here, bro. We just want to come in and talk about the fights we saw last night, the fights we're going to see. Whatever's going to happen in the boxing game. I got my brother Tyrone up here, TS Boxing. Anybody, you make sure you sub to Tyrone's channel. Good stuff. Make sure you sub to my channel. Make sure you sub to Mad Chad's channel. 150 Dream Team. Anybody else out here that enjoys themselves by getting behind their microphone and talking about some boxing, because that's what we're here for. That's what we all love. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, or who's your fanboy, who you're following. We love boxing. Bottom line, we love boxing. We live for boxing. That's why I see everybody on here from when I get up to when I go to bed. And we have a platform to talk about it. Anybody can come on here and talk about it. You can promote any fighter you want. You can curse any fighter you want, bro. But that's not what it's about. It's about the sport in general. Because anybody that gets between those ropes and gets in that squared ring, bro, they're special. Even you love them or you hate them, bro. You think you can do what they're doing for a living? You think that you can entertain them like they entertain us? You're in the wrong world. Boxing, weed, jazz, professional wrestling, health and nutrition. One of my biggest subjects. You into health and nutrition, Tyrone, my brother?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Health, nutrition. I've got to calm down a little bit, man. I feel good at this weight, about 193, 192. Well, I want to get back down to 170 for my height, but everybody says 170, 175 is skinny for being 6'1". It is, but I need some tips. I'm trying to figure out. All right, should I cut back down again, or stay on the weight and keep getting stronger? I'm probably up in the air about it.
And you know what it is, bro? It's how you feel. It's not. It's how you look in the mirror and you look at yourself and you say, "Man, yeah, I'm feeling good over here, man." You know, bro. That's this is the weight that I belong at. You know, I've varied so much in my life. I've weighed as high as 235 and as low as almost a little over $1.50. You know, all within a 10-year span, 20-year span maybe. But it's. And people said I was looking good at over 200, man. But I knew what I looked like. I knew how I felt, and that's what it is, man. You know, you know the amount of calories you need to burn to get you through your day, and you do it like that. Southern Tea, my brother. Salute, bro. Salute. We're just up here shooting the breeze, my bro. Easter Sunday afternoon, man. We had a great evening of boxing, and I'm smoking some fucking diesel over here, man. Some diesel.
So do you still do like do you still work out, not heavy, but just like a decent amount, like something that's sort of you can maintain, like you don't work out as heavy as you used to?
Let me just show that to my boy. Southern Tea up there. That's what I'm smoking right now, bro. This little nugget of the diesel. Impressive little tip there. But no, you know what? I can't weight train anymore because I have such bad arthritis.
Oh, okay.
In my shoulders. So what I do is I walk a lot. I probably walk 3-4 miles a day, and I get a lot of I get my cardio like that. I fucked up my the arthritis is taking over my shoulders. So I found out, bro. I'm 67, and once I hit 60, it started to get you don't heal as fast. Believe me, up until 60, I had no problem, man. I was fucking running around all the time, and I just healed really fast, and I could weight train. I was still benching in the neighborhood of 300 pounds when I was 60 years old. But all that, I was trained real hard. Tay, shout out, salute, sister, salute. I always trained real hard, and I just have arthritis right now, really bad osteoarthritis. And I have a torn labrum. I'm supposed. The only cure for it is total joint replacement, and I said no to that about 20 years ago. I actually scheduled for it, and at the last minute it was canceled. Due to different things, but it's a pain I live with, and I don't take anything for it. I smoke a lot of weed, man. That's how I get by it. It's chronic, and it bums me out. It bummed me out for a long time when I couldn't go in the gym. I was in the gym every day. I trained with power lifters. I was a bodybuilder. It was my way of life for 30 years. I worked in a gym for a long time, doing personal training and nutritional advising. I had a little office at a world gym in Seekonk. But when I couldn't do that anymore, man, I had to think of a new way to stay in shape. And, I started doing jogging. I started getting into, running, about 3 miles a day. It was gradual, but, it kind of took the place of it. Good cardio exercise. The muscle was going away, no doubt about that. When you don't resistance train, you're going to lose your muscle and you're going to lose weight. So, I did that for a long time. I even ran a few races. I ran some 10K races, 5-mile road races. But then I was jogging around one morning. My fucking meniscus went on my knee. I didn't know what it was. It was just, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? All I could think of was ACL. So, I go to my doctor right away, X-ray. I'm like, dude, this is soft tissue. X-ray is going to show nothing on this. So, I got an MRI.
Yeah.
And they told me it was a torn meniscus. Either take pain medication or go to physical therapy or have an operation. So I just decided to go to physical therapy, which basically does what I do. Southern Tea, it says your device is not connected, brother. My boy Southern Tea was going to come up and say hi to us. But anyway, man, now I walk a lot. The meniscus, I didn't go for surgery. I went for physical therapy, rehabilitation, I guess they call it. All it was basically to put me on a stair climber, have me do stretching things, leg extensions, things I would do anyway. But hey, it's part of growing old, man. You just have to taper down the workout. I wish I could go to the gym. I wish I could get under the bench and start pushing iron up again and squatting. I love squatting. I was unbelievable as far as working legs are concerned. But I could the seated leg presses. I'd put 1,000 pounds on there and do it for fucking reps, man. I work legs like a motherfucker. But it's a thing of the past. And hey, I think doing that kind of kept me in shape so I can maintain do what I do now. I see people that are 10 years younger than me that are almost giving up, man. It's like, dude, come on.
Yeah, that's exactly the thinking that I was telling my dad. My dad's about your age, and
It's me, bro.
told him I said, listen, because he didn't work out, he didn't lift any weights when he was younger. That's why his body is basically like atrophied. It pays dividends when you work out when you're younger. That muscle will carry over as long as you maintain it, and it'll keep you healthy.
Hey, shout out to my brother Southern T, man. Thank you for stopping on the panel, brother.
It's all good, Bruce. Appreciate you for having me. This is my first time being on your panel, I think, buddy. I had to drop in this morning, after the fights last night. I had to drop in and speak a little bit. How y'all feel about the aftermath of last night?
Well, I'll tell you, bro. Let's hear your take on it, man. Let's say what you thought about last night.
I liked it. I was there actually, so I enjoyed the fight. I think it was a beautiful boxing match. Like, it was real technical. Like, you look deep at it, you look deep into the fight. That was a real technical fight. It was Ugas, trying to outset what Errol do. Errol outsetting what Ugas do. You know what I mean? I think that's why it took one of those guys 10 rounds, to break. That was a real wheel versus wheel type of fight last night. You know what I mean? Because there were times in that fight where Ugas was, getting the better of Errol. You know what I mean? And then Errol had to figure, something out to reverse the tide. There were even it's like those guys last night, they had a plan A or plan B or plan C. And sometimes they went back to A and went back to B. You know what I mean? Like, that was, I enjoyed watching it. There was a real, it was real technical boxing match. Errol said he felt like his timing was a little off and all that. And I agree with him, it was. But I also think he missed those punches because Ugas forced him to miss a lot of those punches, too, at the same time. So I think it was a fight. I think Ugas brought the best out of Errol Spence last night. That's what I think.
Oh, that was definitely an extremely impressive performance. Errol Spence was dominant. For that little short span when he got the mouthpiece knocked out and he seemed to lose concentration. Aside from that, it was a complete domination as far as I could see. Those body punches were taking their toll. You could hear the thud, the thud, the thud. There was no doubt after that fucking right eye just swole shut and grotesque fucking. It was just it looked like a broken freaking eye socket. Demetrius Bright, shout out to you, my brother. So it was it was a clear domination. Now you know the fight we have to see. Lady Love, salute to you, man. Sister, salute. The fight we have to see now, T, bro. You know what that fight is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No other fight makes any sense in the welterweight division now.
Oh, yeah. It's her. You heard what Bud said, and Terrence Crawford already answered him.
No. What was that again, P?
I said Earl said that he wanted Bud. And
yeah, I heard that for sure last night. That was the first thing out of his mouth. And don't you think if Bud was there, that would have been awesome?
It would have. After he tweeted out, he said something. Bud Crawford answered him though. After Earl made the tweet, Bud Crawford said, "We gonna fight next. No excuses. No sides of the street. No nothing. So we here. So we here, Bruce."
Peace to you, Mr. Pads. Salute. Yeah, we hear loud and clear, bro. Electro Jed, shout out, bro.
What's up, Bruce? How you doing? Hello to Southern T and Tyrone. How you guys doing today?
What's
I'm
good
good,
with you?
man. How are you?
All right. I mean, last night was fucking exciting. I was of course wrong because I thought Ugas would win, but I don't know what happened to him after the sixth round. Jesus.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Peach. Shout out to my uncle. Three finest. Salute. Happy Easter to both of you, man.
Oh yeah, happy Easter, guys. I forgot
Happy Easter to
Easter.
you too, bro. So Jed, you thoroughly enjoyable evening of boxing for you, like it was for most of us, or do you have any gripes about that last night? What we saw?
Um, I wasn't mad at the Spencer Ugas fight. I thought it would be close, but and Ugas put up a good fight for a little bit, but I was disappointed in his last two rounds, but it is what it is. Shit happens. I'm gonna tell you right now, Cruz, holy fuck, he surprised me. I thought he was gonna come out like he did with Tank. No, man, he came out like a fucking. He came out with bad intentions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He
he's a
just
That
bully.
he tried to do that to Tank. He just couldn't do that to Tank. He tried to.
yeah, like, he definitely man. Whew, that was
Yeah, he
and I'll
did.
tell you what the Conor Ben fight that round one that was so reminiscent of what do you call it Hagler Hearns because they were just smashing on each other and then round two that was all she wrote. Conor
Yeah.
Ben taking it. I didn't expect Conor Ben to win that way. Not that quick at least. I did
Not that
expect him.
quick, yeah.
Yeah, I did expect him to stop him, but that quick didn't expect that. Um, Baumgartner, I expect her to win. I thought she'd finish it off early.
Yeah, that that opponent, that is not Matisse's sister. I mean, Matisse's whole family can punch. Him, the brother, the cousin. This is not that. There's no way that can be his sister. I mean, she has like one knockout in 30 fights. Like it's crazy. She has to be adopted or something. That's not Matisse's sister. No way.
He looked in, she looked impressed. She boxed well. She boxed well. I know most people probably expected her to get the knockout this time, but I kind of figured that she won't go get a knockout this time because I had watched a couple of Matisse fights and shit, and she didn't give me she didn't she got 11 losses, right? But she wasn't she didn't give me the feel that she would be knocked
Stop.
out. I don't think that was. I never thought Elisa was gonna knock her out. I knew it was gonna be a 12 rounder, which is why I bet on Elisa to win on points yesterday. So I kind of figured that jump was gonna go 12.
Hmm.
Figured that jump was gonna go 12.
What you guys think of the Butayev and Stanionis fight?
That was a good fight.
Yeah.
That was a fucking great fight. I thought it was a great fight.
Yeah,
But
it was.
I just don't see the scorecards that those judges saw. One of them had Butayev winning, and I at no point did I have Butayev winning because even though they both were smashing each other hard, Butayev was hitting more glove and arms than actual body parts. So that's what I was watching. I had a way different score than the judges did.
Yeah. I mean, they had it. You probably had it closer to what the other two judges had. One had it 116, 111. Another guy had it 118, 110 for Stanionis. But I think when these belts clear up, Stanionis will be champion for sure. I just like what he does. He's not flashy. He's not extra. He's straight up and down. But what he does it well. He's very tight, compact. He's sharp. He's accurate, and he punches hard. And he knows how to cut off the ring. So
Well, what I liked is that Stanionis, without even knowing it, was fighting on the back foot and doing well.
yeah,
and he's not a back foot fighter. He's a come forward. Both of these guys are come forward fighters.
It was technical. It was very, like Southern Chief said, Ugas Spence was technical. This was just as much technical, maybe even a little bit more, because they were catching a lot of shots. They were doing a lot of things that I was impressed by both. I think both guys can go somewhere from here.
I have to agree with you, and I'm going to tell you like this: I feel sorry for anyone that goes up against either one of these guys.
Yes,
because I was impressed by both of them. Stanion is more so than Butayev, but honestly, isn't Boots in their division?
Yeah. They're all welter. Yep.
Shit, I got to take this call. I'll be back, Bruce. I promise.
No problem, Jay. We'll be here. I just wanted to stop and show all you characters, man. This is the Toker 2. My favorite pipe in the world. They're having their annual 420-day scratch and dent sale. You can get the Toker 2 right now for half price off. The only blemish there, it might be on the little decal on the side, or I don't know what else could possibly affect it, but it says they're 100% functional, like they would sell at flea markets. They're half price. It's a fantastic deal, man. If you know me and the Toker 2, man. Everybody does. Everybody who comes on here knows me and the Toker 2. We are partners in this war on sanity here, and I always keep it at my side, loaded and ready to go, like it is now. And this pipe is before I light it up, I'll show you how I'm a legal card carrying marijuana patient for the state of Rhode Island, Providence Plantations, and we're talking about the pain. And here comes this is my opiate, my antidepressant, my anti-anxiety, Prozac, whatever you want to call it, bro. This is it right here. And the Toker 2, half price. I paid $99 for this about 6 months ago, maybe a little longer, maybe a year. I don't know. Time flies when you're having fun. Be real clean. Nothing comes out of the pipe. The only thing that comes out is what comes out of my respiratory system here. You notice the smoke doesn't come out thick and nasty looking. It's all clean and filtered. Best economic buzz going to save a little money on this expensive reefer that we smoke. And I'm sitting here with my boy Tyrone. Tyrone, you smoke weed?
No.
How old are you, my brother? I never. If you don't mind me asking, man.
I'm 23.
23. Wow. You know, somebody was on the other day, and in fact, there was my brother G5. He's talking to Connor Loco. He's talking about, yeah, man, you guys, man. I like talking to you, OG. First of all, I don't know what the fucking OG is, but anyway, bro. And he's like, you guys are twice as old, 3 times as old. I said, 3 times as old. Whoa. But you can say that. I'm almost 3 times older than you, my brother. But anyway, man.
Yeah. I just did the math. I turned 24 this year, so.
All right. Well,
that's a bit better. It's a bit better.
Yeah, just a bit. But, I kind of like keeping the perspective here because I come on here with you cats, and man, I get the blood transfusion. I feel young again.
Mm.
I'm young like my brother Mad Chad. The weed. I think the weed helps me, bro. I really do. I think the weed not only working as the painkiller, the antidepressant, the aphrodisiac. It has the anti-carcinogenic properties, and I don't really talk. I talk to a lot of people my age, and a lot of them, man, they come down with cancer, and it's a fact of life. It's a fucked up thing. But a lot of the people now. This is anecdotally, but the people that smoke weed, a lot of weed, they seem to ward off cancers. They seem to ward off things like throat cancer, esophageal cancer. That's a big one around. I know 2 people who have that, and neither one, they smoke cigarettes, not reefer. And that's another thing about my Toker too, bro. I don't want to bore you with it, but I just want to stress this one thing here. When you're smoking blunts, you're rolling those in tobacco. So whether you know it or not, you're getting addicted to that tobacco when you're hitting on those blunts. So if you could, this Toker 2, you're getting just the flower. That's it, man. A little bit of butane, but that can't be avoided. That can be avoided. They actually have a heat stick now. They're getting really high tech with this shit. But the Toker 2, highly advised by Bruce Gas. I endorse it, man. And I don't get any compensation or any kickback for it. They don't even know who I am.
Maybe you can do like a affiliate marketing or something. Maybe you could hit them up and say, hey, give me a link and just let me get 10% of all sales. And
I did that when I first bought mine. They sent me something where they do something like that, but
okay.
I'm not technically savvy enough to get their banner and their endorsement, whatever it may be, but they do have something like that. And hey, whatever, if something like that happens, I'll be the first one on the bus, because I believe in it. It's my way of smoking the herb, and I just want to share that with my brothers, my sisters out there, any puffers out there who have any little doubts or any suspicions about not getting a Toker 2, bro. I was talking about their greatness when they were $99.99, and now they're only $49.99. So if you're thinking about it, do it, man. Get the scratch and dent sale, because it's no difference. It's that nice Pyrex glass. They're about the size of a softball. Rubber stops glass on glass contact, and hey, keeps me healthy, wealthy, and watching the boxing, which is what we're here for. Now, what got you into boxing, my friend? 24 years old, bro. That's that's when I was. Damn, that's like the time I was watching. Larry Holmes just starting to come into his own. Ken Norton, Ali was the champ when I was 25, 24 years old, 23.
Yeah, so like I had watched it for a large part of my life up until I kind of got disillusioned around. Was that 08, 09, like around Mayweather Mosley? That's when I stopped watching boxing, and then I came back to watching boxing. When I went to college for the first time for my first year in college. So that was 2016, and the first fight I watched, believe it or not, was it wasn't even a U.S. show. It was AJ versus Molina. And I think the first fight that I tuned in to watch was White versus Chisora, my first fight back. And then since then,
your mic is chopping up there, Tyrone.
Oh, can you hear me? Okay.
Good. Keep talking.
Yeah, I said. So I kind of took a break around Mayweather Mosley. That was the last fight I had watched until 2016, my first year in college, and the first fight I watched back wasn't even a U.S. show. It was AJ Molina, and the first fight I watched on that card was White Chisora, and then since then, I've been watching now. It's almost what 6 years, 5 years and some change so far. So, yeah.
Oh, you definitely have a lot more knowledge than anybody I know that's your age, around here today. Well, I can't say that, because there are a lot of people that blow my mind, like yourself. They're so keen on boxing, just so much information out there, and they still have time in this busy life, with school and whatever else may tie you down. Still get yourselves engrossed in boxing and come on and talk about it, and hang their own with fucking guys twice your age. That's the cool thing, bro.
The info, sometimes I like, the info just kind of comes to me. Like, sometimes I don't even want to do it, but I just feel like, okay, just all of a sudden I'm box wrecking things, or I'm checking articles and finding things. And a lot of fights that people will feel like when they talk to me, things I'm excited for are fights they might not hear of or things like that. Like because I like good fights that are kind of under the radar. Like Lubin Fundora, that was probably my most anticipated fight so far this year. But that doesn't get a lot of fanfare, and I kind of like it that way. I like it niche, you know, so that I can talk with people about it. But then on the flip side, the sport doesn't grow unless it goes out to more of a casual audience. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, I've been bit by this bug now since the fucking 60s, you know? I mean, I remember, the memories I have. I remember when Sonny Liston got beat by Cassius Clay, and people were saying, "Look at this guy, changed his name to Muhammad Ali. Who the fuck is he?" And oh, bro, yeah, because I came up in a fucking 99% white town up in New England, and it was you didn't get information. The newspaper had covered boxing back then, but maybe a little bit on the evening news if it was a huge fight story. Aside from that, you had to buy boxing magazines, and you got what people told you. So there was not a lot of you really couldn't form your own opinion. So it was a weird way to grow up into boxing. And it really opened my mind when I started really watching the fucking entire scope of boxing. But now it's just crazy. There's every week it's a new fight. My point was back in the day that maybe one fight they talk about for a month until the next fight came on. Now there's so much happening, week after week, and so many fighters. You have to be a real astute observer to remember all this shit. Never mind, watch it as it's going around, but to keep interested in it. Crazy, bro. I admire that the new breed like yourself.
Yeah, it's just like channels like shouting him out, like L Dub. Like I wouldn't be able to just like always do the rankings like that, but I'll tune into him to get a lot of info, like a lot of things like he'll put out there come to pass. It's like he says, it's all about like networking, information gathering. I'm not a networker. I just more of the information gathering part, but yeah, there's a lot of info out there, before things happen, and it's pretty interesting.
Keeps me going, man. It keeps me awake at night. It keeps me, it keeps me sleeping like a baby at night. Last night I was I was kind of emotionally exhausted after watching the fights last night. I was screaming at Lawrence Cole. What are you stopping that fight for? Come on. I found myself getting involved like that in a fight, which is very rare. I'm screaming at the referee. I'm hoping my wife doesn't wake up and say, "What are you, crazy out there?" Talking to myself. But it's boxing is just it's so core to all of us out here. We dig it, and so many different sites that we go on. They have different opinions, but it all comes right down to boxing. Different approaches, different ways they do their thing on their own channels. I don't know, bro. It's a fun thing, and I go everywhere. Like since I've been doing this, I've already got 9+ reminders of different channels going on. I'm grateful people hanging around in here for a little bit and listen to me, throw me a thumbs up. Even if you don't stay here forever. My boy Brian Hodke was saying that last night, man. Hey, man, I appreciate just coming in and giving me a like, just giving me a view. It's I've been like I did a Ken Norton piece 2 weeks ago, and that thing got over 2,300 views.
Oh, wow.
I did Hagler and Hearns on 2 days ago on the anniversary of their fight, and just yesterday alone it got over 200 views. I didn't look at it. I haven't looked at it since this morning, but it's just people who love good basic boxing. They like what we're doing out here. Salute McSmith, bro. Happy Easter, my bro.
Yeah, I checked into your It was crazy. It was just a pure coincidence, man. I literally had in my recommended. It was a documentary of Greg Hogan, right? And Haugen, sorry. And literally that same day, your channel, you're going live about his fight with Vinny Pazienza. I'm just like, wow, what were the odds?
Coincidence. Yeah, that's the our boxing minds. It's just it's what we love to do. Yeah, I'm blah blahing out here, John Smith. But what the fuck else am I gonna do, bro? Hitting on the Toker 2, man. If you were hitting on the weed, I'm hitting on with the Toker 2. You'd probably be taking a nap right about now, my man.
And the trash talk back then was when I saw that. I mean, it was sad. I think they were talking by satellite. Vinny Paz and Greg Haugen. I mean, the trash talk, just and that alone, the stuff now doesn't even compare to any of what those guys were. I mean, it wasn't even close. The trash talk was so much better back then. I mean, they were more clever. Now it's the same stuff. I'm taking you into deep water. I'm knocking you the F out. Blah, blah, blah. No, they were so much more creative back then. That was the kind of stuff I like.
Vinny still is a nut. He was going to come on Tuesday night. He just didn't call back. It was, he's a. I hope he comes on. I love listening to Vinny Paz. He's a homeboy. He's from Rhode Island, man. Cranston, Rhode Island. I could drive there and I could be there in 20 minutes if I had to. But he still hates Greg Howard to this day. He says I'll choke him out if I ever see him. and great guy to have on a show and talk to, bro. It's and especially being from Rhode Island, I start talking about his old fights, and he's like, "You remember that? You remember?" I said, "Benny." Says you and Joe Frazier Jr., bro. That was the biggest crowd ever at the Providence Civic Center. And he's like, damn, you remember that, man? He starts coming back and on about it because that was his baptism fight. People I'd heard of him and shit, but that was his come to light fight. And Joe Frazier Jr. Because people around here, they didn't really know who Hector Frazier was, but they knew Joe Frazier, and this is his son, Joe Frazier Jr. This is going to be a good fight. This is going to prove it. And Frazier did have some good fights. He was on ESPN. Joe Frazier Jr. I can't remember exactly who he fought. I know he got beat by Mike Mungeon, but he fought some good fights at lightweight. And a lot of people thought he was going to beat Vinny Paz. Vinny Paz showed his speed, and I guess he was a cherry pick basically. But Joe Frazier was at ringside. His son was there. It was a fucking night. The place was sold out. I think there were maybe 11,000 people in the Providence Civic Center, which is more people than the Grateful Dead put in there, more people than Sinatra put in there, more people than Elvis. So that was huge, man. And Vinny Paz, hot shit of a guy. And you're saying that those guys can talk, man. The grudges they carried. Greg Haugen too, tough son of a bitch.
I mean, they knew how to trash talk. Everything was different. Like, they weren't saying the same stuff over and over again, and it wasn't manufactured. You felt it was real, and it showed, on the night and afterwards, in their 3 fights. So it's like you kind of scratch your head to kind of see what these guys are doing today, and they're all trying to be Instagram stars or Twitter warriors or whatever they want to be instead of actual fighters.
We got Jester in here. We got Jester. He's on the short bus gang.
John McSmith is
John McSmith
a funny guy.
So much. He's been on a panel before. John McSmith he's a real person. At first we thought it was Pigeon. and then we thought him and Punch Smollett were one and the same. We still don't know. We don't. But I've heard John McSmith. I think I might have even seen John McSmith. And John McSmith, he's a real deal, bro. He's a character. Always showing love and support. Doesn't give a fuck what he says. More than a welcome member over here, bro. He loves Joe Frazier. What do you think about Hector Frazier? You think that was a bunch of bullshit, McSmith? You think Vinny Paz could have actually stopped the son of Joe Frazier? Joe Frazier was the man. You ever see Joe Frazier fight, Tyrone?
Yeah, I went back and saw a couple of his fights. I saw the Foreman fight, the Ali fights. What else did I see in the fight? I think those are it, actually. I need to go back and watch more.
A killer left hook, bro. He had that bob and weave, and all of a sudden, bang, lights out left hook or rib breaking left hook. Didn't have much of a right hand. Maybe occasionally he'd throw it in there, but the left hook was probably one of the most feared left hooks of heavyweight boxing history. You know, the kind that knock walls down. So Joe Frazier and his son, he had a son, Marvis Frazier, who fought Larry Holmes. He fought Mike Tyson. Both ended in early knockouts. But you know, Joe was, man. When Joe died, I shed a tear, man. You know, and he died. He didn't die as a rich man. He died eating Campbell soup from the cans in his living in a room behind his gymnasium. So, tough, beautiful fucking Joe Frazier, bro. Shout out to him. But anyway, it's about noontime, bro. I'm gonna see if my wife will make me some. All right, man. Make me a ham and egg breakfast over here, bro. Anything you want to say, Tyrone, before we get out of here, bro?
No, just thanks for having me on, and yeah, man, it was great chopping it up with you about boxing.
Awesome having you on, my brother. Awesome having you on. And you know, drop your link out there, bro. And you know, just let anybody. I'm gonna let anybody who's still here. TS Boxing, bro. Give him a sub. Young man who's knows what's going on. He keeps his ears open, and you catch him on his own platform. And I'm sure you're gonna be entertained and educated, man. So shout out to my brother, TS Boxing, Tyrone, man. Salute to you, man. Peace.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man. We're thinking about closing up the ordeal for today. Easter Sunday. I appreciate you guys stopping in here to see me today, man. I'm sitting here with the Toker 2. Get the water. Water, very important, man. Just about done with the 12 ounces or 16 ounces. I don't even know, man. The water's not, you notice everything you buy is getting smaller. Everything, man. I noticed yesterday my wife bought some cereal, a box of shredded wheat. It almost looks like one of those mini boxes. When I used to get the 6-packs of them. And I'm looking at the size, 12 and a half ounces. I think they used to be like 20 ounces. But anyway, man, I think that's the new thing because, you know, the economy's so bad. So now they're kind of dividing everything up in half, cutting the portions in half, giving the paper industry, the printing industry more business to print up more containers. Because they're changing everything. I looked around to find some other thing, the cans, man, from 12-ounce cans to 9.5-ounce cans. The portions are getting smaller, but the industry is still powerful. And what are you going to do? Enjoy boxing. Thank you for stopping by here. The Toker 2 gets me through. Don't knock it till you tried it. Go look at your medicine cabinet. Look at mine. It's a great day to be alive. Easter Sunday, noontime in Bristol, Rhode Island on the Mount Hope Bay. I'm going to cut off over here. I wish everybody a happy Easter, man. Thank you for stopping by. Peace.